Good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to your INSET day after our mid-term break. I hope you had a wonderful, relaxing week off and ready for the challenges of this second half of this important term. I want to give you an update on where we're at in terms of all things improvement, just to keep you in the loop with all the across the region, because as you can imagine, we're 20 times the landmass of the city of Edinburgh. So geographically, our region from Peebles to Hoyt over to Eyemouth, it's a large geographical area with many schools and settings, and it's important that we all belong to that one family that is SBC. And the reason that I make these videos is just to remind you, because I don't always see you week to week, that we are that one team, and we are one Scottish Borders, and it's really important that as part of that team that I do share all the fantastic work and activity that's going on across our region. Now, as you know, we're about fulfilling our potential, our own potential, but the potential of every child and young person that is in our care. And we know the complexities that go with that, but that's what we're in the game for. That's what we're about every single day, giving everything we've got to allow that child or that young person to fulfill their own unique potential. And it's quite a noble cause that we embark on and undertake every day, and it's an important one, and it's one that I maintain huge gratitude to you for, because it changes lives, it changes our communities, our world, quite frankly, the work that we do. So I don't take you for granted, believe it or not, I really don't. And I also really appreciate the important work that you do individually with children and young people every single day to allow them to fulfill their unique potential. Now, as you know, we've structured our delivery in terms of cluster. And the way we do things is through our SBC way. And focus one, our learning, teaching and assessment, and /really curriculum. We're seeing that breakthrough curriculum, that implementation phase, really good work, particularly in the more specificity aspects of curriculum that we've already been crying out for many years. The breakthrough curriculum, the SBC way, gives us that clarity, that consistency across our region. So really pleased with the work that's going on in that particular area and how that is being delivered in our settings and schools. And that must continue, because that work, that foundation, that bedrock of that curriculum, that breakthrough curriculum, is essential for us to have that springboard to raising attainment. So thank you to all involved in that, and thank you for all your continuous hard work in engaging with the breakthrough curriculum. Focus two, inclusion, nurture, well-being. Our work is never done, as you know, and a lot of work in the background in terms of ensuring that our professional learning is right, but also being really open and honest about some of the challenges that we face in our settings and schools, particularly with dysregulated behaviour. So we've been doing a piece of work over the past few weeks, looking at the supports we can provide our schools in order to do their very best for the children in their care. So the head teacher will be sharing some of that work over the next few weeks, because I certainly do not underestimate the challenges. But as one team, as a group, it's incumbent upon us together to work through these challenges and support those young people as best we can. So some work in the background in terms of what that looks like, and your head teacher will be sharing some of that work over the next few weeks. Nurture is our bedrock, and it's we're a trauma-informed workforce. We know the importance of our children and young people feeling that they belong, and that their community, their school, their local setting, their school is their place where they belong. And we've got to continually nurture our environment in all aspects of our work to meet the needs of all our children and young people and our families. So an ongoing work, and very important work in that area. The third focus area, as you know, is sharing the standard. We've been unpacking, particularly with head teachers, what very good and excellent looks like, particularly in the main quality indicators: leadership, learning and teaching, inclusion and well-being, and attainment and achievement. Because what we're finding, and it's a national observation, that the standard isn't always fully understood. What one person thinks is very good, another thinks is good, or what one person thinks is excellent, another person thinks is very good. Now, we have really, really clear quality indicators that we're unpacking, but it's really important that at every level within our system, that we're really clear what we're aiming for. And that's why we are unapologetic about a lot of the activity we're doing in that area, to exemplify and to share together what the standard looks like. So the head teacher engagement sessions over the past year, and will continue in year 2 and 3, are very much focused on what very good and excellent looks like in those particular quality indicators. And it's not about the inspection. It's about the fact that what we want is all our settings, all our schools, to be very good and excellent, regardless of when inspection comes. That's what we're aiming for. And it's important that we together understand the standard. And there's absolutely no shame in the learning that we all need to undertake to really, really understand what the standard is. Because, as I say, it's variable, and it's important that we have that commonality. So that work continues. The Leadership Academy, that's where we're looking at particularly accelerated promotion routes into headship, growing our own, but also in terms of leadership at all levels. How do we ensure that we're giving appropriate professional learning and opportunities to all our colleagues across the borders in terms of the leadership development? So again, I'll be able to report back at the end of the academic year on progress, the further progress in that particular area. So you hear there a lot of really good strategic work that is going on, with a real focus on improving attainment for all, and ensuring that our settings in our schools are very good and excellent. In terms of the strategic activity, I'm not going to bore you too much detail, particularly on this first day back after your holiday. But it's just to keep you in the loop that the multi-agency partnership approach of cluster is really taking shape, and we're working heavily with social work, with third sector, with all our partners, to ensure that wrap around the family. Now, we're not there yet, but that work and activity is very much in train. So that multi-agency partnership working to support our families is ongoing. Our Inspire team very much brought together all the disparate parts into one team, who is regularly supporting our settings in schools, but also producing very good professional learning through our many channels that you can access that. So that team very much now, rather than being disparate, is very much more integrated. All the communities of practice that are running this year, our BGE, our senior phase, and our Leadership Academy, will be concluding around about May. So we'll get the recommendations of those communities of practice at that point. I made no bones about it. Our broad general education in our senior phase needs to transform in order to meet the needs of our children and young people of today, and that work, particularly in terms of pathways and breadth of opportunity, is very much at the heart of what we're trying to do. So that work will continue, but I'll be able to give you a bit more detail on the outcome of some of that work in my next update at your next INSET day. And all the other activity that will continue to go on in the background, the tracking and monitoring, the COP recommendations from last year, the breakthrough curriculum work, all of that continues in earnest. But it's a busy couple of slides, it's a busy landscape, but I wanted to finish by saying all of that activity involves you and involves every single member of staff within our service. And it's really important that every one of us does our best on a daily basis to deliver an excellent service to the communities that we are privileged to serve. And I thank you for the work that you do, but I ask you to continue in earnest the noble work of our education service. And I hope you have a fantastic second half of this term, and you have a great INSET day today. Anyway, lovely seeing you all, and I look forward to rejoining you in a few months' time with an update on some of the completion of some of the communities of practice. Thanks very much indeed, and have a great day.